YouTubers, hey y'all, it's your girl Relentless-Queen Keisha. So happy Sunday, everybody. I just want to get on here and let y'all know that everything is going to be okay, honey. It's beautiful. I know right now it's kind of like gloomy outside, but I just had a message to give to you all. So if you see me looking around, it's because you know your girl be driving and I gotta be safe. But I just want you to know, and this is your confirmation, I don't know who this is for, but everything's gonna work out for the good. Whatever it is that you've been praying for and wishing for and wanting to happen, just know that everything is going to be okay and that God has already heard your prayers. God has already heard your cries. He sees what you're going through. He knows what it is that you're going through. But the only thing that God always wants you to do is come to him about any and everything, any situation that you feel like nobody's there for you for. Go to God, period. It may seem like a dark cloud at times, and it is. In reality, it does be a dark cloud, but dark clouds don't remain long, because the sun do shine after a while. So, you just have to know that as long as you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're not harming nobody, you're not doing nothing wrong to nobody, and whatever it is that you trying to work on, and it just takes time. It takes time. Everything needs time to grow. If you were to take and you wanted to make a garden, it's a whole process. Just like us coming into this world, it's a process. We got to go through the womb of the woman and grow in the womb before the woman can give birth to us and give life. So everything, it just takes its time. It may seem slow, and I have to remind myself of this all the time, but you have to know that, and you can't trust in your own timing. God's time is always on time. And God comes at the nick of time. While you thinking that I don't have no money for my bills, I don't know how I'm going to do this, and I don't know how I'm going to do that, and you give it to God, baby, I'm a living witness of this. I remember, I'm going to give you story time. I remember I was going through it. This was probably like 2019. I was working at GE at the time, and I loved my job. The only thing I didn't like is the fact that I worked second shift, you know what I'm saying? And it just took my whole day away. Took my whole entire day away. So I end up around that same time having to have surgery, for my stomach, and I ended up losing my job. Lost my job. So while I lost my job at GE, even though I was there for 3 years, I was trying to take the time to see, do some quick jobs, temporary jobs just to stay afloat. But because they was temporary jobs, it didn't have any type of consistency. But I was doing what I was supposed to do as far as not stopping the process of me trying to have another potential job because I had just lost it. So finally, I ended up getting this job. I didn't even put in the application. I put in the application, but my resume was great to the woman to the point where she was willing to say bump the interview. She wanted me to come in, just sign my paperwork, and I can get started. And then the benefits, oh my Lord, the benefits was good. And my start off pay was going to be, it was like $20 an hour. And I was like, what? Which is something that I needed. And she needed me to come right away. So I was like, yes, I'm on my way. Like, when can I come? She's like, can you come Wednesday? It's Monday. I said, yes, I can. End up telling my cousin about it. And right after I told my cousin about it, she put in, I was like, well, since you got the same day, you can just ride with me. So she spent the night over my house. And next thing you know, we go outside. I ain't got no car. Yes, my car gone. Not only is it gone, it wasn't stolen. Baby, the peoples came to pick her up. Yes, repo. I got my car repoed. And when I say it felt like the most devastating moment in my life at that time, I couldn't do nothing but cry. So not only did my car get repoed, I had just lost my job, was about to get a new job, and guess what else? I gotta have surgery on my stomach, which at the time when I knew I was having surgery, I didn't know the exact date. They was talking about maybe it's gonna be like a month or two, but it ended up being way before that. So I think it was like the following week after this situation just happened. So I'm like, I might as well just go get my surgery. So I went and got my surgery. I comes home. You know, I'm in the hospital for a few days. Come home, eviction notice on my door. Baby, it said you got 7 days to come up with this money. 7. We ain't giving you no more time. And I didn't know what to do. I completely lost my mind. Because you gotta think, it's not just about me, it's about my son too. I'm a single mother too. So at that time, and then my cousin that was gonna go that went to surgery with me, she was there because she was gonna stay to help me with my stomach and be in the bed, basically be a home nurse. When I tell you I was not myself, I ended up having to go to eviction court with tubes hanging out. Like, I can barely walk, honey. Couldn't even do nothing. But I prayed before. I prayed the night before. And I prayed that morning. And my grandmother let me use her car. And when I say I prayed to God so hard, it had so much conviction in that prayer that on my way to the court, I'm seeing signs. Because if you know, God gives the signs all the time. And baby, he was giving me mine. When I tell you, on my way, this is how good God is. On my way to court, to eviction court, I'm driving down. There's a car that cut in front of me. Guess what that license plate said? It said Jesus. That's it. So I looked and I just said amen. Then we get to the court, but I need somewhere to park. And I seen a parking spot, so I had to turn back around and get to the spot before somebody came. And on our way to walk up to the building, there were 4 people. 3 white women and 1 black man. They had a table in a blue cloth and the words was white. And I'm so trying to hurry up and go, but I noticed it. But the cloth on the front said, "Do you need a prayer?" So I turned back around and me and my cousin said, "Yes, we do." And we all held hands. We all held hands. And they prayed for me. And I said, "Thank you." We goes inside. We had to go to the 3rd floor. Some random guy comes by me, some black man comes by me and my cousin, and he gives us these pamphlets, and it said Princesses of God, and it had different scriptures in the pamphlet, and I wish I still had it. I don't even know what happened to it, but sign number 3, you know good things come in threes. So me and my cousin, we noticed, I looked at her, I said, have you noticed what's been going on since we on our way to this situation? She said, yes, girl. I said, this gotta be nothing but God. Long story short, goes to court. There was 3 of us in the same place where I live. For the same reason. First lady, she paid the rent, but I guess they didn't notify the court, so she could leave. The second person did have no luck. They said, baby, you just got to move out. So now it's my turn. They call my name. Mind you, tubes and all this stuff in the dang on sides because I just had surgery. Just came home from the hospital. The lawyer that was up there representing the apartments that had just previously talked to 2 other females in the same apartment complex that I'm at, he literally, we standing next to each other, but he's literally like, I'm on the left side, he's on my right. How he was just going through his files and stuff, talking to the judge and really not looking at them. That man, literally, no lie, turned his whole body, staring at me like this the whole time. I'm trying to focus on the judge, but he's like staring a big hole in my head. To the point where the nurse is like, not the nurse, but the judge said, ma'am, I said, I know why I'm here and I understand why I'm here. It's just, I literally just got the hospital. I've been trying to do this. After they said what they had to say, that man, that lawyer, he looked at me. He said, go to that office as soon as you leave her. Tell them I sent you and talk to them about giving you some more time. And I said, okay, thank you. He said, let them know my name. They'll know who I am. And I said, thank you. So I goes and I leaves and goes to the apartment complex to talk to the head manager, property manager that's there. And when I tell you, my cousin, she busted out crying for me. I'm trying to talk, but like I'm in so much pain, to the point where my cousin busted out crying to speak for me. And the woman, she was so stern. She was just doing her job. But it broke her seeing my cousin speak for me, to the point where she said, you know what? I can't do this. I'm a grandmother. I said, I've never been late. She said, I know you haven't. She said, I've just noticed that. She said, why didn't you say? I said, I've been in the hospital. I just came out yesterday. My cousin just explained this to you. God works in a nick of time. But kid you not, do you know that lady gave me another week to come up with the money that I needed? She gave me another week to come up with the money. And at this time, me and my man, we had just broke up. We ain't spoken like a month either. He don't know what he's going, nothing. He don't know jack squat, nothing. Because we ain't been talking. Later on that day, I ended up waking up. I had another breakdown, but I ended up waking up. And guess who was there? I did not know my cousin called him and told him what it was I was going through. And he said, if I can come up with the other half of the money, he'll come up with the he got the other half. So I had to say, I said, God, I got to put my pride to the side. And that's what I did. Because you can never be too prideful for God, neither. Sometimes your strongest soul just needs your help. And that's exactly what God did for me. He had his people lined up for me in a nick of time. And from that day, I am still there. From that day, I was able to get that paid. I ended up getting me another job. I ended up getting a new car, a 2020 Nissan. But I just got a new recent car. But you cannot tell me what God can't do. And what's so funny about that story is when we left out the courtroom to go home, those 4 people that I seen outside with a table asking, hey, do you need a prayer? Why were they not there anymore? They was gone. Like they never existed. So, just know this. Like I said, I don't know who this is for. But just know, if you trust in God, I'm getting my money, I'm sorry. If you trust in God long enough and just know, you have to know, and you gotta have faith. Everything is gonna be okay. It's not gonna seem like it's okay because that's where the testimony comes in. He wants to see are you gonna give up on me? Because I ain't giving up on you. You asked me for this, but you gotta trust in me that I'm gonna let it happen. And that's just what it is. God is that good and God is that amazing. And that was just from something that I went through in my past. And I just want to do a story time because it's like I've come a long way and it's amazing. And I don't know where you at in your life and what you got going on in your life, but I'm pretty sure look at the positive in your life. Just know wherever you was is better than where wherever you at is better than where you were. And I know us people, we always striving for better, which is good. You should always want better, but appreciate the little things and always know that it's going to be okay and it's going to take some time. And just have faith. It's your girl, Relentless-Queen. Bye.